What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JT Knows Things, and we are back to the Crypto Den. I thank you for tuning in. We are talking about an exciting topic, and I'm going to try to keep it as basic, as simple as possible. I'm also trying a new thing. I'd love feedback if it's helpful, useful, if you liked it, if it was easier to understand or not. It's called Smart Draw, so we'll see how that goes. Before I get into exactly how does blockchain work, I want to let you know who I am so you can trust what I'm saying. I am Jake Tullis. I also go by JT. I run a crypto hedge fund out of Cincinnati, Ohio called Bleeding Edge Capital. Before I launched this hedge fund, I have been building software most of my childhood and adult life. I had a software development company, multiple startups, and for the past 4 years or so, I've been doing enterprise level consulting with large scale data modeling and um, data architecture design, EDI, enterprise data integration, integration services, a lot of different things. And really, software is my bread and butter. It's one of the few things that I've actually been good at. Like, if I had to do, you put me 200 years ago in the Wild West or really anywhere, I'm useless. Okay, this is really my gift, and I'm making this channel to document all of the results of my research and my efforts because I believe this asset class is the easiest to obtain with the most likely to protect you from what's to come. And real estate will do it as well. There are definitely some assets that will help, but the global hurdle rate is 8 to 12%, depending on which country you're in. So you need to be getting more than you're getting in stocks and equities. And I'm very passionate about people not being left behind. So hopefully, what I'm about to explain to you today can help you understand what blockchain is so you're not so intimidated by crypto. And I do think crypto has a bad brand. I prefer to talk about distributed ledgers and blockchain. I'm a fundamentalist. That is the ethos of my hedge fund. Anyways, let's get into it. So, why are people like me so ecstatic about crypto or blockchain? And why do we make channels and talk about it and everything else? Because honestly, this technology is so misunderstood and powerful. So, what I want to take this is a server. It's a computer. We're just going to call it a computer. Server, computer, same thing in this context. Okay. And for all the really technical people out there, leave me alone because I'm trying to make this simple for beginners. This is beginner level content. So leave me be. But generally speaking, the majority of Web 2 was built with the idea that one human starts a company and has to buy their own infrastructure. So, what that looks like is Amazon owns the website, right? Like when you log on to Amazon, they own the website. They also own the user credentials that get stored. They own your email, your phone number. When you sign the privacy policy statement, you're giving them rights to all of the data you create on their platform and they keep it, right? And then what you have to understand is they also own everything else in the network, okay? Everything else. This might take too long to do the lines. Like I said, this is a new tool. We're going to see how it goes. It's not very obvious, but they own everything, okay? And this is how the internet is built. You have an app idea, you go to venture capitalists, they're money guys here. We'll just make it a key. All right, you go to the VCs, right? They give you money, you buy all the stuff, and all that stuff supports the app, and then you have to go buy money, or I'm sorry, buy ads and get users, and then, and the whole thing is owned by one person, one group of shareholders. You get the idea. It's called a monolithic structure. All of the internet has been built since, we had it as users in 1989. That was when it became commercially available. Okay. This is how it was built because, there really wasn't any other way. What blockchain does for the first time in human history is it takes this model and it allows for something like this. Okay, so instead of the computers being owned by one company, they're actually owned by the community that supports the network, right? And what this does a few things. It really does. So the first thing it does is it allows pretty much developers, entrepreneurs like the Jeff Bezos, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the you know, all the entrepreneurs that made billions, trillions of dollars in market cap and value in this world, they instead of having to go and buy tens of millions of dollars of hardware, right? And going to venture capitalists and raising all this money, they can simply just build their app on top of Ethereum. Ethereum is a system of computers in this circular fashion. It's a decentralized network. This computer was contributed by John A in Thailand. This one was from Bob in Ireland. This one's from JT in Cincinnati, Ohio. You get the idea. And we all put these computers on the network because we get paid in ETH to do so, and we, like the asset Ether. So we buy $2,000 or $3,000 worth of stuff, put it online, get paid in Ether for it, and that allows entrepreneurs to come around with very little money to build something, have it secured on this network, completely secured. And we can get into that in the next video, but trust me, this is the safest place, the safest way to do it. And not only is it secure, I don't need this infrastructure. This infrastructure, Ethereum itself, will do all of the execution, all of the computing, all of the storage, and it does all of the encryption and like password protects all of the data on my app. Now, for the user, the cool thing is I get to retain all my rights. It's when I log into this app, my data is under my wallet anonymously, and that data is encrypted. So this app can't see it anymore. It's super powerful because the future of the internet, the future that these protocols, that blockchain technology unlocks, allows people like you and me to get online, interact with our favorite stuff, and not have to sell our data or soul to use it. There's a saying in the field where it's like, if something's free, you're the product. And that is true. This is a capitalistic world. How is Facebook making all this money? They're selling your information. And not only are they selling it, it's actually theirs. It's not even your information, it's their information. The second you log on, you're their user. You're not your identity, you're not your person. They own everything. And I'm very passionate about fuck the establishment, guys. Come on, fuck them. Like, I don't like that. There's no way you like that. So, blockchain allows us to do a ton of things. I talk about everything on this channel, but the main difference is the architecture, how those computers are arranged, and how they're owned and how they're related to one another. That is probably the fundamental difference between centralized computing, monolithic architecture, Web 2, big companies, establishment, or communities just chipping in a few thousand here, a few hundred there, depending on what you're building, and then we all share in the glory if it does well. I I know the latter, seems a little crazy, but that's what we're seeing. That 2.5 trillion market cap that is crypto today is distributed amongst all the token holders that participate. And I think that's a profound statement. Absolutely profound. So, hopefully you learned something. Tune in next time to figure out all the other cool stuff that blockchain does. All right. I'm going to keep making videos like this. Thank you so much. Until next time, take care of one another.